to us. The facts do speak for themselves, and we do ask that you read every word that William Wagner has written for you. Not once, but twice, Tom Sneddon aligned with criminals to make a name for himself. This is a fact. Not once, but twice, Michael Jackson was found not guilty of the crimes he was accused of. Not once, but twice, Michael Jackson's life was sucked out of him by the false allegations made by criminals and the false pretenses under which he was arrested. Michael is gone now. We know, I know, that he is not resting until the blood on the dance floor is cleaned up. The false allegations, the massive bloodstain on his reputation, the false imprisonment he suffered as a result of the crimes Tom Sneddon committed must come to light so that the cleanup may begin. Many people have come to know Michael now, believe he was innocent of both media circus legal events. It is time to know rather than just believe. Please give us that chance to show the world what we already know. Help us to clean up the blood. It is not too late. As people know who Michael was and who he wasn't, his purpose for being here will not be in vain. Please review the document you have been given by William Wagner and indict Tom Sneddon. The facts are there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dan Petry, to be followed by Adam Wagner.
My name is Dan Petry, and it's nice to be here for the Board of Supervisors. My family has lived in Vandenberg Village since 1966, and I honestly feel that Santa Barbara County District Attorney Tom Sneddon made a career out of prosecuting victims of some criminal or incompetent police officers. Michael Jackson was one of these victims. The affidavit presented by Mr. William Wagner is sufficient reason to appoint an outside investigator attorney to validate that Tom Sneddon fabricated fingerprint evidence in the 2004 trial. And Mr. Sneddon and his staff must be put on trial. Since I have a little more time, I'd like to say the fingerprint evidence was put on the magazine at a grand jury inquisition. The prosecution team handed the boy the magazine. A juror said, "Shouldn't that boy have gloves? Shouldn't that boy have gloves?" That's where the fingerprint evidence was presented. Tom Sneddon knowingly presented this evidence to a jury to try to convict one of the most famous people in the world. That is disgusting. That is knowingly committing a felony. So that's one thing I have to say. The other thing is, instead of welcoming Michael Jackson to Santa Barbara County, all the good he could have done for this community, he could have raised money for every school. He could have went to every school and talked to every child. But no, Tom Sneddon spent over $20 million, allegedly, to find him innocent on all charges. That money could have went to the homeless shelters that are closing down, could have went to the schools who were suffering. I'm retired from the school district, I know this. They have cut the schools and cut the schools and cut the schools and cut the schools, and that money could have helped that. So there you go. Thank you for listening to me, and
thank you very much.
Do the right thing. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Adam Wagner, to be followed by our final speaker, Dr. Robert Johns in Santa Barbara.
Good morning, and thank you. Some of you may already know that I'm actually William Wagner's son, and having been a volunteer producer and director over at Santa Maria Community Television, I've had the opportunity to observe and understand a lot of the information that William Wagner discovered during the course of the Michael Jackson trial. So I'm in favor and in support of the indictment and the investigation of Tom Sneddon as well as his team. I just want to speak a little bit to the credibility of my dad. I get to live with him, so I know there's probably a lot of differing opinions about him maybe some people see him as a radical locally. However, I believe that if you look at some of his findings, you'll find that it's very credible information that he's come across, and that you'll be doing some justice for the community as well as for the system in general by taking his advice on this affidavit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our final public comment speaker today is Dr. Robert Johns in Santa Barbara. Dr. Johns.
I'd like to see this clock moving when I'm talking, please. Does my time start? I don't know when my time starts.
Dr. Johns, I'm going to start your clock right now.
Okay. I am Dr. Robert L. Johns, PhD, clinical psychologist. In 1955, late 55, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was discriminated against by this racist county board of supervisors. What I'm hearing now is so beautiful. I've been fighting these racists since 1955, and I'm going to continue. But I want to join your group because Sneddon is a racist. He is a racist. He held a news conference before the trial and indicted Michael Jackson in that news conference right here in Santa Barbara. He's a racist, a dirty, filthy racist. And I want to tell you something. Sneddon, all over the country, prosecutors sent him letters. What are you thinking, Sneddon? That's how racist we are in this county. I live here. I want to hook up with this group. I want to fight with you. But these county board of supervisors, Favre, Carbajal, they'll never appoint a prosecutor, a special prosecutor, because you're dirty racists. Racist. And as far, she, in 2008, violated the 1965 Voter Rights Act right here in this county and got away with it. The judges here, it's all hooked up. It's criminal. You got 12 more seconds here. It's criminal. So I want to join up and fight these racists like Carbajal. Carbajal, turn in your elections.
Your time is up. Thank you, Dr. Johns.
Yes. I'll deal with you next week, Carbajal.
That concludes public comment. Thank you, everybody. The board is going to take a 15-minute break. We'll come back at 10:15 and take up our departmental agenda item number 1.
You did great. You did much better than I did.